I'm going to ask you the last little bit I've got for you is I'm going to give you some examples of things that you might think about when you're talking about governance. And you've seen examples of these already. So risk. I spoke about that example of Air Canada's chatbot inadvertently causing risk. We talked about fairness with the Apple credit card. We talked about privacy and consent when we were talking about the 7-Eleven cameras, iPads. Then other things like transparency. Do you need to tell your customers that you're using AI? You don't have to. You don't have to, but is it something that's going to be important for your customers? Explainability. If your customer gets denied for a loan, a home loan, because the computer said no, are you able to explain why the AI said no? Compliance. Are there regulations that you need to conform with, like legal regulations as well as industry regulations? And I think the biggest one of them, which is why I put it in bigger letters, is your staff. Like, are you looking after your employees using AI? So one of the top 10 things that employees want from a workplace now is to help, is an AI-enabled workplace where they can work in that, they can work using AI, but also they want their leaders and managers and the culture to embrace AI and teach them more about AI. Because look, they're not going to be there forever. The average time in one workplace in Australia at the moment is 3 years. So they want growth opportunities as well for their next workplace. Otherwise, they won't pick this one. Okay, so are you thinking about these things in your organization? I'm going to ask you, if you were to pick any one of those or something else, which of those do you think is going to be super important for your governance? If you had to pick only one, there may be more than one, but just type in the chat, which of these do you think is most important for your business? Right, okay, so compliance is the one that's coming up as number one at the moment. Not surprising. Not surprising. I've worked with, like, the aged care sector. I've done quite a bit of work with them over the last couple of months, and that's an area where compliance is super important. Same with anywhere in healthcare. Same with financial services. So yeah, compliance and transparency. As I said, it's not just one. It could be multiple ones. So I only asked you to pick one there. But yes, think about all of these things as you're considering what you're going to do with governance for AI.